Hey everyone, this is Sarah from Empowering Communities Project, and today in this video we're going to talk about the ins and outs of going live. That means you've had some practice on your demo and you're ready to go into the market with real money. So let's get started. I think it's important to start here. After COVID hit, the Australian government realised ordinary Australians were jumping on the retail trading train. During the peak of the pandemic, retail traders in Australia averaged daily turnover of $3.3 billion, up from $1.6 billion. And what followed was the decision to not allow Australian brokers to give more than a 30-to-1 leverage, where previously I was trading with a 500-to-1 leverage. So that made a huge difference to me. And what this meant was you had to have absolutely massive trading accounts to be able to trade properly in Australia. So many Australian traders started using offshore brokers for their trading. Offshore accounts are ideal for investors and traders who are looking for more financial assets without taxation. Offshore brokers have fewer expenses than regulated brokers. So this saves the broker money. So because the broker is not having to pay out all those costs, the savings go on to the consumer. Offshore brokers provide flexibility. The leverage is higher, they have low spreads, and you can find brokers without a KYC, so you don't have to identify yourself if you don't want to. I have 2 offshore broker accounts, one with LQDFX, and you must identify yourself when you set up, and the other one with CoinX, and they have no identity verification. So what is leverage? Well, leverage is your buying power. The most common leverage is 1 to 500. This means that for every $1 you have in your trading balance, it's worth $500 in buying power. We recommend you use a 2 to 5% risk per trade to ensure you do not over-leverage your account. If you over-leverage your account, it means the broker can cut you out of a trade. So what's the spread? Well, the spread is how the broker makes his money. It's the difference between the high price and the low price, and is why when you enter a trade, you will always enter in the red. What is a margin? A margin is like a down payment and is held every time you place a trade. The broker places this hold so you do not go over your total balance. The free margin is the amount you have left to use to open more trades. But do not allow your margin level percentage to go below 100%, as you will then be put at risk of your broker closing your trades. It's called a margin call. Some brokers will take you as far down as 70%, though as a rule, you want to keep your margin over 100%, and this is to protect your capital. I also want to show you that it's actually quite normal for the market to move up and down. If your account goes into the red, that's okay. It's part of the process. It's fine for it to go in the red. It doesn't always mean it's going to hit the stop loss, because the market bounces up and down like a ball. Imagine a ball and you flung it through the hallway and it just went bam, bam, up and down the hallway and hit wall to wall. It's sort of like what the market does. Also want to talk to you about what is a swap. So if you hold your trade for more than one trading day, the trading broker charges a small fee. It's usually very cheap, not very much at all. It just depends on your lot size. But there is a small charge and it's called a swap if you hold your trade for more than one day. and the market opens and closes. It closes at 5 o'clock p.m. New York time. So because there's always daylight savings and different times of year, things change. It's generally between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. in Australia. Currently it's summer right now, so the market closes and opens at 9 a.m. There was another thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, equity. What is equity? This shows what's left in your account with floating profits and floating losses. So my account balance is $449. That's what I have in my account at the moment. And because this trade is in the red, my equity is 407. If that trade was in the blue, then it would do the opposite. I also want to stress to you that at market open and close, which is 5 p.m. New York time, so whatever time zone you are in, have a look at what the time is in your area at 5 p.m. New York time. Because at this time, you need to decide before this time if you are going to keep trading into the next day, so you're going to get a swap fee. And if you are going to keep trading in the next day, you need to know that for an hour from 5 o'clock New York time, so at the moment in Australia, that falls at 9 a.m. here. At that time, the market goes absolutely nuts for an hour. And as a general rule, what I do at that time is about 10 to 9 my time, which is 10 to 5 New York time. I go into my trades and I take the stop loss off every single trade. It's because the liquidity, each broker's got liquidity and the liquidity goes nuts. So what could happen is the trade on the chart won't necessarily hit your stop loss, but because the liquidity's gone nuts, it can cut you out of the trade. So my recommendation, if you are going to stay in the market for more than one trading day with your trade, you should go in and take your stop loss off just for 1 hour. Do not forget to put it back on just while the liquidity goes nuts. This will protect your trades. Or if you decide that you do not want to go into the next day, you just cancel your trade before 5 p.m. New York time. I do this all the time. This is how I protect my funds for that period of time while the market's going mental. But absolutely do not forget to put that stop loss back on your account as soon as the market sort of corrects itself. So if you've got to this point, it means that you've had enough practice on your demo account to get a feel of what all these things feel like. The swap, when the market closes and opens. So it closes in New York and opens in Sydney. So each market, there's different times for different markets. There's the Tokyo market, which covers Australia as well. And then there's the London market and New York. But the market closes in New York and opens at the same time in the Tokyo market. And that is when the market goes nuts for that hour. I often trade for more than a day. I'm a swing trader. I keep my trades on for more than a day. I'm not scared to do that. I just take precautions to ensure that my account doesn't get blown out during that transition time.